Hello and welcome back to Light My Way. Um, by the way, there is no music in this menu. So if you're wondering why it's quiet, it's because there's no music. It's not me, it's the game. Anyways, so last we met this guy, Lucian, who apparently has the ability to see auras or light surrounding people. And he also has the need to absorb that light through his eyes. The light also hurts to look at for him, which is why he always wears the sunglasses. But other than that, like eventually after a while he has to suck the light from a person, for lack of a better word. And he did that by kind of sort of spending the night, if you know what I mean, with his neighbor. They were both intoxicated and yeah, that did not end well for him because basically after that the neighbor decided like, yeah, I don't want to, I don't want to do that again. We can still be friends, but like I don't want to do that again. I have a girlfriend and I'm going to propose to her and he did. So this guy was all hung up on that, but like then he decided, you know what? Never it's whatever. I'm going to go to university, you're going to go do your own thing and have fun with that being you know the consequences of being a closeted individual in a heterosexual relationship, or actually not even that, marriage. Anyways, but yeah, so that happened. Anyways, so yeah, let's continue the story, and I assume this is the part where Lucian is finally in his university, which is Tyrnun. I don't know, you guys know that I'm horrible with names. It's never going to change. Chapter 2, Discovery. The metropolis of Calignius. I remember it being this busy as a kid when my parents took me here on some museum trips and doctor's appointments. It's a bustling megacity with plenty to do in each and every corner, food stalls on most streets in the tourist areas, and many street performers during the warm seasons. There is a great railway system in place, and students get a discount for the season's pass. Dad pre ordered one the next day after we went to Logboroughs. The photo he used for my ID, though, not flattering at all. My university is along this street, and because of its reputation, a small ecosystem formed around it. There is a cinema a few streets away, some supermarkets for food, and other shops for most students' needs. Along with the massive campus, there's no real need to leave the area if you're a student here. Everything you need is right around the corner. Being here now, I realize how lucky I am. It's not easy to snag a spot at Tyrnun, and each year the competition only gets tougher. There is a big statue in front of the entrance. I think it's a fox, but the features aren't exact. It's a furred folk, perhaps intended as "this could be you." It's encouraging. I say goodbye to my folks as I walk towards the admissions office to get myself sorted into a dorm room. There are no wild parties here, like in other unis. Tyrnun is strict in regards to students. Any type of straying from the academic lifestyle will lead to suspension, followed by a swift expulsion if the guilty party doesn't change their ways. Good afternoon. My name's Lucian Volpes. I am an entry-level student. Whoa, what's up with this guy? Where's his light? I can see something, but it's so vague. Like clear water around him, but no actual light. Goes to show that I should expect anything here. Hello, Volpes, Lucian, Astrophysics, Module 1 and 2 as main study classes for this warm season. Right, I see you already have an appointment at the medical center in a month. In the morning at 7 sharp. Really? I don't know anything about that. It says here that you're scheduled for an eye test request by your parents. Right. We have some of the best equipment at Tyrannon, and you are a student here, so you will benefit from our medical care free of charge, of course. May I ask if it's related to the sunglasses that you were wearing? Yes. I have some issues with light. Ha, issues with light. Understatement of the century. Sorry to hear that. I'm sure our doctors will be able to help, though. Right. You'll be in Arc 5. Your name is printed on the entrance there together with that of your roommates, which will not be from the same field of study, may I add. All of this was explained in the pamphlet that you got with your acceptance letter, so it shouldn't be a surprise, yet protocol demands that I tell you this in registration. How did I not read that? Too excited after I saw the yes in the admission letter. I thought that I'd get paired with another student who has the most amount of common classes that I have. I see you have not read the pamphlet. Well, you see, that was our policy during the last 4 seasons, yes. After several seasons of studies conducted on our students' roommates' impact on their academic results, we have found that it's much better to pair each student with someone who is studying an opposite field. That sounds odd. Not at all. Simply put, if we'd pair you with another astrophysicist, you'll burn out within the first module. That might be due to either entering in a subconscious competition with your roommate, or you'll simply discuss only one topic during your entire stay there, which will lead to higher levels of introversion and general anxiousness after graduation. Should you get that far, that is. Got it. I don't get it. Now I have to live with some meathead who's into sports, or worse, a chemist? No, this won't do. Sorry to bother. Yes, Mr. Vulpes? Could it be possible to switch rooms if things aren't working out? You should first get to know your roommate before asking that. The system has identified one of the best possible fits for you. Please proceed to your dorm and get settled in. Orientation will start in about half an hour, and you might already be late considering the distance that you have to cover. Of course. Thank you. I hurry along the path I was pointed on, and after quite some walking, I reach my destination. The dorm room looks huge. It's far from cramped, and I am left wondering, why do we need to share a room if they could have split it into 2? Is that a lion tail? It's swishing back and forth. The light coming from it is so disciplined. Hello. The lion is massive, literally beef, the primordial beef. His eyes move away from the book that he's reading to meet my greeting. His purple light is so steady, it's like he trained it. He must have had coaches since he started sports. After all, Tyrannon does only take in the best students. But what are those robes on him? Good afternoon, fellow Tyrannonian. Might you be a Lucian Vulpes? Yes, I am. Astrophysicist, correct? Yep, that's me. Lovely to meet you. My name is Darius Flytros. I study cardinal literature. Say what now? This guy wants to be a teacher? Or even a cardinal? I grab his paw and give it a light shake. His grip is so soft. He's wimpier than I am by the looks of it. Nice to meet you too. I took the liberty of occupying this side of the room. I hope that it is not a problem for you. Both sides get the same amount of light from what I have gathered. Don't worry about it. I'm going to leave my stuff and go to orientation. Are you also coming? I've been through that. The literature department had it yesterday. I believe all science departments are running orientation today. Good luck. Thanks. I drop my bags near the bed, which looks like it's made for 2 folks. Maybe they thought that I was as big as this lion. I'm being watched. I turn my head around like I forgot something. Yep, he's studying me. We're going to be roommates for the foreseeable future, so that's normal. Other than that, he seems nice. Didn't mention my dark tinted sunglasses on a cloudy day. Maybe it won't be as bad as I thought that it would be. See you later, Darius. Have a good day, Lucian. My dad told me to always use the name of someone new that I met multiple times in the first conversation, and makes it easier to remember the folk's name and to associate it with their build. His name is strong as his build. Why is he so buff anyway? Must be genetics. He's a lion after all, but such a wimpy one. Orientation was helpful and slow. The entire day passed by, but at least I know where most stuff is. Having a pool in every arch is cool. Everyone can swim there during the evenings. Although the professional swimmers have their own pools, we get to use the one in our arch only in the evening. Time to head in and unpack. Hey there, Darius. I'm back. Right next to Darius is a rabbit who starts measuring me up and down with a look of discontent. He's not trying to be subtle about it by any means. He has an elite pin stuck to his t-shirt and 5 piercings in one of his big ears. Typical jock vibes. Hello again. This is Fabian. He is a friend of mine. Yo. Hey. This rabbit's ruby light is hectic, swirling all around. There is nothing steady about him, unlike the complete rock-centered Darius. It's late. I'ma head to my room. I'll catch you tomorrow, D. Of course, Fabian. Have a good night. Night. The rabbit leaves without saying another word, eyeing me. I do not mind his behavior. He is like that all the time, but once you get used to him, he is not a bad guy. I didn't say anything. It is written all over your face. The lion smiles at me, studying me more. It would be best if you do not have that same reaction when you dislike one of your teachers. I don't dislike Fabian. He's just different than what I am used to. Thank the third one that I didn't end up with a rabbit in the same room. I dodged a claw having Darius here. Maybe this Fabian is so arrogant because he's an elite and must have gotten to his head. Like I said, you will warm up to him. I assume you know when lights out is? I would like to keep that schedule as much as possible. While I do have visitors and you are, of course, allowed to as well, I would prefer it if we kept our room in order for studying. We will be sharing this space for the next 2 or 3 seasons after all. Yes, sure. You're right. I don't know anyone here except for you and now Fabian, so no visitors from my side for now. I was wondering, do you know anything about the way that we're supposed to be paired in the dorm rooms? Am I bothering you already? No. I didn't mean it like that. I thought that I'd be placed with another astrophysicist. All changes were mentioned in the pamphlet that we got with our acceptance letter. Did you not read it? Yes, I did. I thought that it was strange that they chose to do this all of a sudden for the season. You really need to work on your lying. It is not even close to believable. It's kind of rude of you to assume that I am lying. It is not an assumption. It is a truth. You are lying. I do not mind it either way. I am simply pointing out that you should get better at it if you plan on doing it more. Right. Either that rabbit's behavior rubbed off on Darius, or he's been this impolite prick since forever and I am now seeing it for the first time. I apologize. I sometimes get carried away by my cardinal studies and assume that I need to point out every true or false statement. I will try not to do it anymore with you since it might be an issue. Thanks, I guess. Have a good night. Night. The lion changed into his sleeping clothes, which consist of a pair of boxer shorts. Although he's good-looking, his demeanor is off-putting. It's for the best. Sleeping with a roommate would not lead to proper studying anyway, and he might not be into other guys. That's where your mind went to first? Either way, best I can hope for right now is that he doesn't snore like an ocean liner. Good morning, Lucian. Hey, wake up! It's 6:45. I open my eyes to see the lion looking right at me. He is somewhat intimidating standing over me like that. I close my eyes to avoid his light, fumbling for my glasses. 6:45. Crap. You're already dressed. I need to leave now. You did not hear my alarm or yours. I figured that you are tired, so I let you sleep for as long as possible, but I did not want to let you be late on the first day. Thanks. I think that's supposed to be him. You're all welcome. See you later. With that, the lion grabs his satchel, a massive book, and leaves the room. I need to get myself ready. My mom prepared a set of clothes for today, pressed in a box labeled First Tyrnonian Day. Some mom of her, yet so useful right now. I sprang to my feet, yawning my tongue out and getting ready as fast as I can. I'll get to meet some of my actual colleagues today. We're all a bunch of nerdy students waiting around in a big auditorium. The staff is making a big deal of the first day. Introduction to Astrophysics is the main title we all see on the big screen. Not sure about needing an introduction since all of us here took the same exam which had advanced notions already. The presentation is far from boring though. We're told that Introduction to Astrophysics is in fact above everything that we already know. Next to the speaker on the stage, there are loads of thick books. We are asked to pick up a copy on our way out. Darius's tome-like book makes sense now. I figured that he had it because of the cardinal literature thing. I came to Tyrnun for its renowned modules, and this proves I made the right choice. Well, more like my parents had made the right choice for me. I'm here now though. After the presentation, we're told to go to the cafeteria to enjoy the super healthy packed lunch, as they kept advertising this on almost all pamphlets, posters, and newsletters since I got here. The cafeteria is large enough for an army. Those days are over since the Grand Unification, but I do see how this was used as a feeding camp for soldiers. Not the best of times pre-unification, but that's how history is sometimes. Walking through all these students, it's making me uncomfortable. Everyone has a light, some stronger, others dimmer. Most are weird, and one's mixed. Never seen that before. Interesting, but difficult to look at. My head is spinning. I can't collapse here in the middle of the cafeteria on the first day. This would be so embarrassing. Shit. Good afternoon, Lucian. The lion's firm voice snaps me out of my trance. He's looking at me like I was looking at Atlas that night, I think. No, not like that. I must be out of it. How was your first day going? I'm dizzy. Well, not anymore. Strange. Did he do this? But I didn't see anything change from his light. I'm imagining things. It could be that you are dehydrated. Have you drank enough water today? You might be right about the water. How ironic. You can sit next to Fabian. I will go grab a glass for you. The rabbit's here too, then. I guess this is going to happen often. If I keep hanging out with Darius, which is quite inevitable since we're roommates. Let's try this again. Hey, Fabian. Yo. That's it. Yo. Total silence afterwards, aside from the eating noises Fabian is making. And there are a lot. The rabbit is devouring the vegetables he has on his plate, like he's angry at them. What a weird guy. Are you alright? Me? Yeah, sure. Why do you ask? I don't know. Are you upset about something? Nah, everything's cool. What's up with the sunglasses? With that, he continues having his way with a big piece of broccoli. Alright then. I asked for it to be cold, so it gives you a little kick. This should refresh you. What's wrong? You feeling overwhelmed, Foxy? Foxy? Oh, my fur! This guy, the sunglasses remark. Well, I expected it. But Foxy? No, it's more than I expected since I'm from a small town, but I can manage. Good luck with that. I've had it with this annoying rabbit. He needs to cool it. What's your I stand up getting ready to rain hell on this prick, but something catches my eye. No way. No freaking way. Atlas? I'm either hallucinating or that strong amber flare belongs to that dumb Aurora cat. I'll take a peek. Yep, that's him, all right. A tiger in his natural habitat, surrounded by his massive buddies who are sucking up to him. Everyone around him is. What is he doing here? I thought today couldn't get any worse. These lights need to stop moving around. I am not in the mood. No, not that spinning again. You want to sit with us, or is that how foxes eat? Is that a triad joke? Yes, it is. He's serious about that joke. Great, I'm surrounded by two weirdos. Fits me right to the T. I noticed the rabbit's paw was closer to mine. He was ready to grab me, although he was busy with his vegetables with the other paw. As soon as I replied, he moved away. I must look like a crop watcher to these guys. Frail and spirit-like, unable to stand up or sit down without help. Maybe I'm running low on light again. I can see that there's enough for a while, at least judging by the amount that I feel my anger is giving out. So, how do foxes eat then? Like lions, but we take smaller bites and chew our food. To my surprise and Fabian's, Darius starts laughing, louder and louder. That is funny, because it is true, is it not? We do eat like that. I bite off anything and down it goes. Who has the time to chew? The lion continues laughing loud enough. Others are now looking at our table. Atlas doesn't need long to find me with his feline glare. No, do not come to my table. Do not. And he's coming to my table. Hey, Lucian. Hey. I wanted to tell you a while ago that I got accepted as a late entry to Tyrannon, but I've been busy with my studies. When I got the news I got in, I had to start on my research. Yeah, you've been busy. Would you want to meet up later to talk? I don't know if my schedule allows it. Astrophysics is much different than basketball, no offense. Also, my friend here, Fabian, will study with me today, so no time. Why did I say that? The tiger turns to Fabian, who's ignoring everything around him except his chewed of vegetables. Aren't you in sports, Arch? I think I saw you at the elite rally. Part of the cycling team? Atlas is also an elite. His chest pin should have made that clear. Figures. But never mind that, I didn't think about what Fabian studies. I never asked. He doesn't have manners for the life of him, but I shouldn't leave mine at the door. But what's more annoying is how Atlas is acting, as if we're buddies who want to hang out like nothing happened. After the shit that he pulled, unbelievable. He's getting to me again. Yeah, I'm teaching Foxy here how to cycle like a pro. He's so bad at it, flapping around like he's going to crash any second. Ridiculous. I feel the rabbit's paw on my shoulder pushing me down into my chair. He didn't have to make me look that bad, but I did get my cool back, so I sit down, looking at Atlas with indifference. Yep, I'll see you around, Atlas. Atlas's new buddies swarm him, and they head out. The tiger's looking at me, but that's no longer my concern. He's no longer my concern. Avoiding him might be tricky, but not impossible. We have the same lunch hour though, but I can work around that, I'm sure. So, when do you want to start, Foxy? Thanks for that, Fabian, but I didn't mean it. Why not? D cycles with me. You should come too. The body does need a proper workout in order to balance the mind. Why is this rabbit all of a sudden nice to me? He didn't need to say anything to Atlas, yet he jumped in and rescued me from a super embarrassing situation. I guess the least that I could do is say yes. Yes. I should work out a little to keep myself focused on my studies. Great. Let's do a few laps and see where you're at with your stamina. I cycle every evening, but feel free to come over when D tells you to. I will take him. Do not worry, Fabian. How do you know that tiger, Lucian? I do not mean to pry, but he seemed like he was upset with you. We grew up in the same town. We had a disagreement a while back, and it's best that we went on our separate ways. Not that separate since you are both here. Should you not close any unresolved issues if they are coming back to you? You said that you won't do your cardinal stuff with me anymore. He can't help it. It's like his perma stuck with his nose in those books. My apologies. I only meant that. No, I am doing it again. Let us go cycling this evening then. Now that makes sense. I'll see you two later. Fabian's done ravaging his meal, so he heads out. These guys aren't that bad after all. If I didn't know any better, I would say that they both cared about me asking those questions and jumping in to save me. Darius did mention that I'll get used to Fabian and see that he's not as straightforward, and cycling does sound good. The rabbit looks like he'll overtake us in laps with ease, but then again, he is a Tyrann elite student. That is a given. After Darius and I finished our lunch, we went to our classes planning to meet again later that evening for our first cycling lesson. I'm so done with today, but I did promise to go cycling. Someone's behind me. I turn around to see Atlas staring at me. Those sneaky cat pads. I try to bolt away, but I feel the tiger's hard grip on my backpack. Lucian, wait! Stop avoiding me! I'm not avoiding you. Can you stop with this crap and talk to me? There's nothing to talk about. I'd like to get to my dorm room now. Let go of my backpack, please. No! You've blocked my number and refuse to talk to me every time that I try to contact you. There's nothing to talk about, is there? Is this a game to you? I think you're the one playing games. Listen to me. I don't have to listen to anything you have to say. Shouldn't you be busy with your girlfriend? Where is she anyway? I thought you should be alone considering you. The tiger grabs my snout with his big paw and squeezes enough so that I can't talk anymore. He shoves me into the wall, screaming at me. Can you shut up and let me talk? Sharp pain shoots up my back. The books in my backpack poke me hard as I hit the wall. Atlas hurt me. He hit me. I whimper and try to push the tiger's strong arms away, but he isn't budging. My eyes are getting watery, so Atlas lets go once he notices my distress. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. The noise I made when I hit the wall was louder than I thought. The way that I was crying once he let me go was the main alarm though, because not a moment later I see Darius charging Atlas, shoving him away from me. The lion puts its massive body in between Atlas and myself, eclipsing me. What is your problem, friend? What did Lucian do to you that you needed to push him into the wall? It's not what you think. Sure it is not. This fox is crying because he is happy to see you. Shaking because he likes having his snout shut by a violent assailant. Lucian, tell him that I didn't mean it. I wouldn't hurt you. Ever. I look at Atlas's face and notice his sincere regret. By now Darius should know the tiger is telling the truth. I do not partake in violent affairs, but if I see you near Lucian again, I will bite you. And I will also not chew, just swallow. Oh, my fur. Darius flashed me a cheeky smile because of this particular use of that joke that I made at the cafeteria. A weirdo, but a much needed one right now. I'm sorry, Lucian. Atlas's eyes are bewildered. He backs away, not saying another word while Darius looks on, making sure that he's leaving. Once Atlas is out of sight, the lion turns to me and takes my backpack. Did he scratch or bite you? We need to notify the university council about this. No, he didn't. It's a misunderstanding. We don't have to notify anyone. The lion looks at me and I realize that he knows that I am lying. It kind of is. Maybe more like me not wanting to have anything to do with him anymore. I won't bore you with the details. I would not mind hearing about your troubles if you feel like telling me. Is this the Cardinal Darius talking or my roommate Darius? The lion blushes at the title that I gave him. Can it not be both? You could benefit from my cardinal studies as well. There is a plethora of facts and notions that I am privy to. Thanks for that, but I think that I'd like to deal with my stuff however I think is best. I'm gonna head to our room now, if that's okay with you. I need to be alone a while. I understand. If you feel like talking though, know that you can always come to me. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. I will tell Fabian that you are not coming to cycle with us tonight. Oh, yeah. I can't let Atlas get to me like this. This is my chance to bond with these guys. Wait, don't cancel. Very well, I agree. You should not be alone now. Yes, Your Eminence. That got him. His purple eyes lost its usual steady flow. It bounced off the big lion. He likes being called that. He believes in himself like he is deserving of that title. You should not call me that. It does not feel right. He gives me back my backpack and I take his paw into mine for a second. Who's lying now? A jolt from Darius? But it's so faint. It's a different type, like the one that I am used to. This is warm. Okay, much warmer now. Alright, that's hot, but different. Maybe on the same intensity like Atlas was at night, but on a different wavelength, kind of. He lets go. We should get ready to meet up with Fabian. Yep, let's do that. Fabian is busy with his phone waiting for us at the cycling track. He points at two bikes that are leaning against the wall. Mine looks perfect for my size. Don't mess with the seat. I'm gonna adjust it a little. I already did that. Start cycling and you will see what he means. Sure. Cocky rabbit. He can't possibly know what my exact measurements are. So, how does it feel? Like I got slapped by a tire and an elite student. Of course he knows this stuff. It's great. Very much on point. Fabian doesn't pay any attention to my acknowledgement of his precise measurements. I'm not sure if he's being arrogant or if he already knew he's going to be right, so he's not bothering with me. Maybe I'd be the same if someone from a different field would knock on my studies like that. Guys, I'm going turbo mode. You should enjoy your ride, okay? How fast does he plan on going? Wait and see. Really fast. His light formed an oval shape around the entire track fast. I don't know how many laps ahead of us he is by now. That's... wow. And the ruby blaze that he's in, so cool. Pretty cool, right? His light, yeah. His what? Oh, sorry, what did I say? His jacket. What jacket? Oh, I meant his speed. You did not. But you did? The line is confused. Visible frown marks on his forehead appearing fast. It's the first time that I've seen him like this. You did say jacket, right? Yep. Now you are making fun of me, but you did not say it. I have to admit that this is fun. Seeing his baffled look is making my day. The rabbit slows down next to us while we come to a halt. What's up? He said something, but did not say it. But I know that he said it. What kind of leaves are you Cardinal students chewing in your classes? Bah! I let Darius be, enjoying his squirming trying to figure things out. Wow, Fabian's legs are so swollen. Does it hurt when you bike like that? This? Nah, it's normal. Light practice does this. Light practice? What's hard practice? We cycle with the weights on ourselves and we need to hit the same time as if we weren't. That's insane. Kidding. But we do work hard to improve our time. There's no rush though, yet. Sounds like a real challenge. It's where I shine. He sure seems like he'd be up for almost anything. We should go to the pool and chill. There's plenty of showers there. I'm soaked already. I'll teach you next time how to cycle like me. Today was more of a get-to-know-the-track day. Lucian, out of curiosity, what did you mean when you said jacket? D, shut up. Let's go shower. I don't reply to the line who's now following my every step. His senses are on point, but they're getting mixed signals. His light is shimmering and twisting. He must be trying hard to wrap his head around what he's feeling right now. On the other paw, Fabian's light seems so centered, as if his entire being is in tune with the surroundings. That is a far cry from the first time that I met him. His anarchic spread of his ruby light is now hyper-focused. As we're walking, I notice how his steps are much looser. His arms are moving around more, and by the time that we reach the pool, his light is yet again all over the place. He can't hold still for long. The high that he got from cycling made him focus for less than half an hour. I wonder what it's like when that big shift happens in him. For the most part, I've had these lights in the same shape, if I could call it that. The biggest shift that I felt was when I was together with Atlas, and it was more of an empowerment rather than a change in the way my aura acts looks. Fabian's light is bouncing around in random waves. There is no possible pattern to follow. What are you looking at, Foxy? Nothing. This guy needs to stop his truth detection stuff, more so when the conversation doesn't concern him. Hey, Darius? Yes? I think I forgot my jacket at the track. Ha ha, you think you're funny. Now tell me what you meant when you said that. It is driving me up the walls. He knows he's right, but he isn't sure about it. And it's more than gotten to him. He's grinding his fangs and I can hear it. I meant speed, but I got the wrong word for whatever reason. Maybe I was thinking of the weather getting cooler and I need a jacket. I am not convinced, but this is going nowhere. For a moment I thought that he could read my mind, glad to know that he's not one of those psychics on TV, although they all turn out to be frauds. Do you ever put a brake on the truth detector? How does that work anyway? How do you know when someone's lying? Most folk imagine that I can read minds, but it is almost all about visual cues. You tense some muscles when you lie, or look in a different way for half a second. It is a simple technique, but I sometimes feel like I know without the visual cues. This thing that you said got me thinking how much more that I have to learn to consider becoming a cardinal. If I were one, I would know what this is about. It is frustrating. D, get in the water. The lion does what the rabbit says, and we all soon relax in the pool with our arms on the edge. It's nice to chill in this big pool after today. Not many folks around, so the lights aren't a bother. Hey guys, do you ever feel like talking about something that you shouldn't talk about? No answer. They're both floating next to the ledge. Guys? Yeah? There are things which are meant not to be talked about. It is normal to have certain topics or specific events that you do not wish to discuss with anyone else. We all have shit in the background that we don't want others to know. It's better when everything's out in the open though. You get judged for face value rather than what you might be hiding under a polite fake smiles. I agree that it would be best if folks were to act and say what they have on their minds, but that would also lead to a lot of tough scenarios. What happens when your loved ones make some choices that you do not agree with? We do not want to know everything about each other. The grand unification would not have happened had everyone said everything that they had to say. He's right. About 100 seasons ago, a lion, a fox, and a rabbit in the same place would have ended in blood one way or the other. But that's a dark past nobody wants to go back to. At least, nobody I know. It's getting late. Shouldn't we get back? I don't want to repeat the chaos of today. We have been here for quite some time. We will walk together in case that tiger is around again. What's with the kitty? Can I tell him? I nod in agreement. These guys are as close as friends as I ever have had. I should try to open myself up to Fabian regardless of his spiciness. The tiger from the cafeteria grabbed Lucian by the snout and pushed him into a wall, screaming at him. What? I'll kick his fangs in. With those legs, I don't think that he'll survive one hit. Fabian's look is different from the first time since I've met him. His solid, bad guy attitude cracked open for a second when I complimented him. Or I could kick your ass and then the tiger would leave you alone because the job's already done. And he's back. What an answer. Why do you do that? Why do you say mean stuff like that for no reason? That wasn't mean. It was funny. D, have you reported him to the school council? Just like that, as if he didn't say anything of consequence. No, Lucian insists that it is a misunderstanding. It is, and I'm already over it. I squint at Darius, who was ready to say something but decided against it. After another 10 minutes of relaxing, we end the evening and head to our dorms. Fabian's attitude keeps going from hot to cold in a solid second, but then again, who am I to judge him? The following weeks become more frenetic. Everyone got their full season schedule and it was packed. The initial connection that I made with Darius and Fabian started to fade away. I saw the line in the evening and almost never in the morning. When we did happen to be in our room, we exchanged hellos and went to study. Fabian was nowhere to be seen as elites had to do extra training. Lunchtime was empty as well, with only a few students around. Everyone else asked for their meals to be packed so that they could eat them in between classes or during classes where it was allowed. I had the benefit of being able to sit in the cafeteria and enjoy my food. Atlas was not going to bother me anymore, being an elite with his packed schedule. Loneliness did start to creep in after a few weeks. I tried talking to Darius sometimes, but he asked me to leave him to his studies on multiple occasions, so I stopped trying. He apologized, but he also said that his studies come first. During the weekends when we had a free day or two, Darius spent it studying more, meditating or sleeping. Fabian needed to recover from the hard training he was going through, so he was sleeping all day. Although I came to tired and charged up, I am going through some good and bad days now, more on the bad side of the late. I don't know how long it's going to be until I won't be able to leave my bed. When the lights first started doing this to me, I thought that I was depressed. It's not the first time that I wonder if I am hallucinating everything about this. Maybe none of this light thing is real, but it sure feels like it. I can't think about that now. Losing myself in dark thoughts isn't a great tactic for my studies. However, I do need some power back. I can't risk a repeat of a collapse. Everything set in and I get to my dorm room an hour before lights out. I open the doors to see Darius hunched over his desk with a book in his paws. He's asleep, a soft snore coming out of his half-open mouth. I'd like to carry him to his bed, but he's way too big for that. Darius, wake up. You fell asleep. Let's get you to bed. Lucian. Hello. Thank you, but I need to study. I think that's enough. You won't get anything through your head if you fall asleep every 5 minutes. The lion gives out a large yawn and looks at me with half-closed eyes. Maybe you are right. I should turn in for the night. I wonder if he would have went back to studying if he woke up by himself later. He is overdoing it. That stuff that the clerk told me at the beginning of the year about being competitive doesn't come close to this. Darius is studying for both of us. He's always with his head in a book, writing or meditating, which is the time that he uses to recite everything he needs to memorize for the next tests, I'm sure. I will shower, then head to bed. Thank you for waking me up. And don't stay in there forever. His purple light moves towards me for a second. If I wouldn't know it better, I'd say that he's flirting with me. He looks tired though. His mind must be mush so random stuff invades his head. He showers fast enough, but his fur needs a lot longer to dry, even with the huge heat ventilators in there. Why don't you cut your fur shorter? It would be more practical. However, we also need to look the part as Cardinal students. It is not like we have it too, but it is expected of us to say. You guys have it rough. I've never seen anyone study so much before. I thought that I was overdoing it, but you're deep into it. My parents expect a lot from me, and I do as well. It is a true honor to even dream of becoming Cardinal, so I want to give it everything that I've got. You're determined. That's a great outlook on life. It does not help to wonder if you might be able to do something, rather believe that you can and act on it. Sound advice. I'll try to apply it to my own philosophy. The lion stares at me again with a gentle look. What's up? Is there something on my snout? No, would you... I want to ask if you would like to sleep with me in the same bed tonight. What? I apologize for my bluntness, but it has been a rough few weeks. Between studying and resting to study more, I have not gotten a moment to myself the way that I used to before I came here. Did you have a girlfriend to cuddle? A relative term. So, yes? What kind of answer is that? A short one. I am sorry I asked. I will go to bed now. Have a good night. I mean, I wouldn't mind sleeping with you, I mean. The beds are big enough. The lion looks at me, embarrassed, lifting the blanket he's under, inviting me in. Darius loses no time to hug me from behind once I'm in bed. That was fast. Do you mind if I do this? It is how I sleep best. It's fine. Good night. Darius's paws are soft and warm, but it's getting hotter by the second. The lion is giving out so much heat. Darius? Is it weird for you? I do not mind if you sleep next to me without me hugging you. It's not that. You're quite warm and I'm starting to sweat. I will remove the blanket then. What? The lion moves one paw away, lifting the blanket, revealing my boner. I scrambled out, charging towards the toilet, mortified. Is that a computer fan? It is a normal reaction for some folk. Do not feel ashamed. Maybe he's right. I do find him attractive. I didn't do anything wrong either. I got a boner. It could be for a myriad of reasons, but I was his little spoon and I got hard. There is no explanation possible to get me out of this. I'll stay here until I perish. Good plan. Goodbye studies, goodbye parents. It's been real. It is fine, Lucian. I do not mind it. I wanted to have someone close to me again. That is all. After 5 minutes, I unlock the door to the toilet, stepping into the room embarrassed to the core. I think I'll sleep in my bed tonight. Yes, sure. Good night then. Night. I got up much earlier that morning and left before Darius woke up. It's strange to be the one leaving first for a change, but I don't want to have to deal with the awkwardness of what happened that night before. I didn't feel Darius being on the same page like my horny self. He wanted a warm pillow to hold. Now I feel bad about it. Maybe I overreacted, but then again, I was hard and he saw it. However, I'm no longer getting those exhaustion waves today. I got charged from Darius somehow, but there was no light around my eyes to absorb. Curious. Chapter 3, 1000. And that's where I'm going to leave it for today. So, little Foxboy's getting a little close with his roommate. Although I guess it's more the roommate is getting close with little Foxboy. Again, there is no music for this menu, so yeah. Don't ask why there's no music. So, as I asked before in the previous video, we can see that Lucian has the ability to absorb maybe not light, maybe energy. Maybe the fact that he can absorb light is sort of like the easiest way to absorb energy, and just cuddling with somebody that he likes apparently can also recharge his battery. So maybe like that closeness and having your light and somebody else's light, aura, or whatever you might want to call it, kind of recharges your own. Yeah. For the people that have already read or already know what's going on, please keep your mouth shut. I already know that it's not called light. Anyways, so yeah. It's nice to see this guy be a little less introverted. I mean, it isn't so much that he's introverted, it's the fact that he has this whole thing with his eyes going on, and that kind of makes it harder for him to be able to make friends, I guess. So it's nice that somebody is reaching out to him. Not only that, but that these two new friends of his are they're being good friends, even if they just barely met him. Like Fabian, covering up for the fox's lie, and Darius protecting, the fox when Atlas decided to confront him. Um, Also, I am wondering what's up with Atlas. If he maybe decided to say, like, you know what, I don't want to marry that girl. I don't want to hide my true self. And I need to talk to the fox, but he has basically blocked me, and I need to tell him one way or another, my feelings or whatever. Because I mean, if he decide to just be like, you know what, I'm straight, I'm gonna marry this girl, and that's the end of it, um, then he wouldn't really bother trying to talk to him unless he just wants, like a booty call or something like that. Because they did technically do it, they just didn't show it. So yeah, um, I look forward to seeing what's going on with those two. I look forward to seeing what more the Fox's light-based powers can do. But yeah, so, write down in the comments what you think so far, and thank you all for watching/listening. If you would like to play Light My Way, you can do so by going down into the link in the description for the creator's Twitter page, which should have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download the game, or you can just go to itch.io and download it yourself. I will also be posting down a link for their Patreon where you can subscribe and support the project if you feel so inclined. And they also have a Discord, so, if you want to talk to other people that are reading the visual novel, or perhaps the creator, if they feel so inclined to reply to you, then you can do so by going to their Discord. I also did not forget that I was supposed to set up a Discord, but I keep forgetting, so. But yeah, anyways, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.